I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Governor of California Gavin Newsom has just called out Governor of Florida, right-wing fascist extremist Ron DeSantis, called him out for a debate. Let's go, throw down. You think that your ideas are better than ours in California? Let's go. Clearly, all you care about, Ron DeSantis, is attention. So if you want attention, let's do it. Let's go in front of everybody and let's speak to the people. Of course, Ron DeSantis just wears the Air Force hat, but at the end of the day, we know is a chicken shit. But how this all start? Dan Rather proposed this idea. He go, here's an idea for Chris Lick, the new head of CNN. Set up a debate one-on-one between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis, two governors of big states, potential presidential candidates, prime time. Ratings, I bet, would be huge. Who would have the courage to show up? Dan Rather, legendary newscaster. Also, I think throwing shade there at Chris Licht, who's clearly just focused on ratings by trying to appease and appeal to the radical right wing. So it's smart on a whole nother level here, because Dan Rather's saying, okay, you want to really have a battle of ideas of what's better, hope and helping and caring for people like what Gavin Newsom's doing, or literally human trafficking people to other states and like stealing them from, hurting and stealing people from other states and kidnapping them like Ron DeSantis is doing. So Dan Rather put out that tweet, and so far Gavin Newsom responded, and Newsom wrote, hey, Governor Ron DeSantis, clearly you're struggling, distracted, and busy playing politics with people's lives. Since you have only one overriding need, attention, let's take this up and debate. I'll bring my hair gel, you bring your hairspray, name the time before Election Day, and then he ats CNN. I would love to see this. But you know Ron DeSantis would never show up for it. Ron DeSantis is a coward. Ron DeSantis, like all these radical right-wing extremists, talk a big game, but the moment you put him up in front of the press, could barely speak a coherent sentence without trying to yell and bluster and puff his chest and just scream at people, because he has no coherent thoughts. In fact, I would say the Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis kind of dichotomy is such a perfect telling difference between Democrats, what Democrats stand for, and what kind of Republicans, MAGA Republicans are. And I prefer hope. I prefer finding solutions. I prefer caring for people and being real versus that like just deep-seated hatred that is embodied in Ron DeSantis. We will see, of course, if Ron DeSantis responds. I have a feeling that he won't, but we should put pressure on this. I want to see that happen. But I also want to see the debate, and again, Ron DeSantis, we had Charlie Crist on the MeidasTouch podcast recently, and he told us, he said, I'm trying to set up a few debates with DeSantis, but DeSantis is trying to limit any exposure about any of the issues he stands, he's trying to support, because he doesn't stand for anything. That's the thing about DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom proudly says, here's what I believe. This is what I stand for. He does the things with his hands that Gavin Newsom is. He's proud. Newsom is proud. And he says, here's what I believe. Ron DeSantis has these PR stunts that usually involve trying to hand out checks that he got from the infrastructure bill, which he tries to pretend are his. Just these other PR stunts like, for Fox News. But outside of that, he doesn't stand behind his ideas. He doesn't stand behind these radical extreme ideas. He just does, BS PR stunts. So we will see what happens. We will keep you updated on what happens next. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hey, hit the subscribe button right now. Join the MeidasTouch movement by hitting subscribe. And if you want to support this movement on Patreon, we have no outside investors. That's how we remain unapologetically pro-democracy. And you could join us by going to patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas. Let's keep fighting for our democracy.
This November is Rowvember. MeidasTouch just released its brand new collection of Rowvember t-shirts and pins to let the country know what's at stake this upcoming midterm election. Go to store.meidastouch.com to grab yours. That's store.meidastouch.com.